Hello and welcome to my rebuilt Moonsugar Meadow. You might be thinking, wait, Moonsugar Meadow again? Yes, I have done this so many times in the past, and in fact, my last build here was a beautiful castle right over there, which is now gone, as you can see. That is because I moved it and rebuilt it, and it is now over here instead. Um, so recently, the game released a beautiful underwater house, Sea Vale Spire. I wanted it so bad, so bad. Beautiful under the sea, could have gone with such a cool theme. I was super excited for it. And unfortunately, it left the store the day before I got paid. So I missed it. I was unable to purchase it. And in my frustration and wrath at being unable to design and decorate for that place, I decided I needed to build something and pour all my energies into that. So what's my standby? What do I always go to when I need to build something um, new? Of course, it's Moonsugar Meadow. This is the most open layout, perfect place to build that I have. And my cat, Oscar, can we not? I am not talking to you, sir. He is trying to get in my headset so I can be talking to him instead. So I have set up here, before we get to the castle, I have set up here a little crafting area. And this was a very deliberate choice on my part. Um, so I managed to convince one of my dear friends to come and join me in game. I was very, very excited. Um, and she was quite thrilled that I had a house with the majority of the crafting stations available in one small area that she could just go to and do her crafting rather than trying to run around different buildings in game. And of course, some of the towns have much better crafting areas than others, but since she only has the base game right now and not the DLCs, she was very frustrated. So when I told her I was going to move my castle and I wasn't sure how all of my crafting stations would be laid out or if they would even still be at this castle, she was super bummed. So this I built for her. My friend, this is for you. All of the crafting stations, including the outfit station, well lit, so you can see your outfit while you're doing it, whether it's day or night. I have set this up for you. I even gave you my super creepy target dummy so you can practice on. Oh, moving on from the lovely crafting stations. So, I wanted to keep the theme the same as this castle had previously. The idea that there were healing waters of the moon that various peoples at various times had built there, um, trying to capture the water for themselves or building it into a place of worship or other things. So I liked the idea of building this sort of on the foundations of something else. The idea that these old worn Khajiit pavilions are there, outlining a much different structure, and that this has been built partially on top of those using those anchor points for the new structure that was built. I liked that idea. So here she is. And for once, she's not a brick. For once, I did not build a rectangular building. I mean, she's still vaguely rectangular, but she has interest. She has shapes. She has overhangs and different things. I'm very proud of myself, can you tell? So, built the causeway up here. I really like these Fargrave colonnades. I know I've said that in other videos, but they are so multi-purpose. So it takes you over this sort of natural moat that you've got having built out over the water. And this last little bit is my drawbridge. I really need to put some sort of pulley system in those so we can raise and lower the drawbridge, but I'm out of slots. We'll see. I don't think that's ever going to happen. So coming inside, give you a quick look around and try not to be so jerky. I tend to whip the mouse around while I'm playing quite a bit, and I forget when I'm doing these videos that does not translate well in video. So this is the first floor, although the center area with the baths and the waterfall does drop down all the way down to water level. So let's go take a look at that real quick. So there's the beautiful waterfall. You can see there's the baths sort of cascading their way down, all the way down. There's a pavilion there to sit on and rest in between soaks in the healing baths. But we will get to a better exploration of that in a moment. First, let's take a look around here. We've got Keldora here to serve drinks. Always important. Our little walk-in freezer here allows us to keep our food nice and cold. There's not as much food in here as I would like there to be. I hate slot limits. You have to just decide what's more important, the lots of food or the pretty flowers. And I'm going to be honest, in real life I choose the food, but in game I'm choosing the pretty flowers. How do you think my character stays so slim? Here is my little cooking area. The sink. And I've cleverly tried to keep all of the plumbing here in this one area, including upstairs. We have our bathroom toilet, basically right above our shower room here. This is our shower room. Come get all clean before we head out to soak in the baths. Much easier to keep the baths clean if everybody cleans themselves first. I really liked putting these Eleanor trellises in these slots as we walk along here. I think it really gave it an elegant and beautiful look. Pause a moment here, just look down. So here's our little bath complex, built right in the middle of this waterfall. And I would think that the waterfall would keep the air nice and cool, making the heat from the healing baths not quite so painful to deal with in the hot weather elsewhere. This one is particularly magical. Until it's also the hottest, it's steamy. And as we go down, got a lovely little spot down here. Can sit, take a break from our bath, or our long soak, and relax in the cool air. I do wish that the water here was clear. Although in a way it kind of makes sense it would be a little murky the way we've blocked it and backed it up a bit. But, elsewhere water. It's also brown. Go way back up. Apologize if this is a slightly rough transition. These stairs were built with the idea that you'd be running, which is normal speed for rotating around the game. A little awkward to walk up. If we go this way, following Bastion, see other entrance to the waterfall area. And we'll go down here real quick just to share it. So there's where we came in. This is our little living room area. The bookshelves. Quite a few books missing, and we'll see in a little while why. Our little pet. He occasionally does this great blue glow. There he goes. Isn't that fun? Again, he's like part pet, part lighting fixture. I use these bookcases to sort of deal with the awkwardness of these stairs. So, of course, they just sort of hang there. You gotta figure out, are you putting a pillar to support them, or how are you supporting these stairs? I've seen people put them like right together, but that's a little awkward for a traveled everyday sort of stair feature for a house. So I went with the idea of just sort of putting the bookshelves underneath them. So we have a little study area here. Talk to the augur as you're working.
You know where I'm from? Warriors wield swords made of pure math. Kinda puts those crude metal weapons into perspective, eh?
We have our little star chart here. So we have our second little living area up here. It's also sort of our gaming table, like sit around, have late night conversations, or play a game. No TV or internet here, so gotta talk with other people. Oh, the horrors. No, I mean that seriously. Oh. A lovely little balcony. We can watch the approach, make sure there are no encroaching armies sneaking up on us. Although, honestly, I think this place probably functions more as a hot springs inn, where they'd actually want customers to be approaching, rather than a fortification that we're trying to keep people out of. I love this. I love this window. It's so pretty. Look at that. I'm not done being tickled by that yet. We've had it for how long now? I still just, like, every day see it, get tickled. So, one of these beautiful greenhouses, the luxury furnisher this weekend had these and the beautiful wisteria trees, all of this stuff I've been saving forever for it. So I got a few, not as many as I would have liked, not like I've seen some people with like 10 of them, but I got a few and I'm pretty happy. Got a bunch of trees too. Must have all the trees, all the pretty wisteria. I love it. So right next to it is that bathroom I mentioned. Although really it's more of a toilet, just everybody sink, throne, of course, something to keep the stench down. Oh, and you might be wondering, what's with all of the weird diagonal trellis flower things in here? So, this corner is actually off the map. We're really, really close to the edge of the map here, and so it was awkward. I blocked it off so that it was not so awkward, and then I needed to have it so you're not sitting on the toilet and somebody opens that door, the first thing they see is your half-naked body. So, diagonal trellises. I think it kind of worked because they both are diagonal. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So, Bastion gets the big fish tank outside his room. We make him clean it. As you can see, he's the reason there's no books on the bookcase. Look at all of these. He's got to put them back at some point. We did finally give him his own bath. And yes, I still have left them without actual doors. I'm out of heartwood. It's a problem. I'm out of heartwood. I have other things I need to make first. Eventually, I will make them doors. I promise. This is Mary's room. So she has one of the little fish tanks. Of course, her bath. And her own little personal balcony. Definitely don't want to jump off into that water. That is the super spicy water. I still love the thing. Last but not least, the master bedroom. Of course, have to have a bath here. The vanity. You know, where we sit the wrong way on the chair. It's for the look of it. My favorite part, I stuck the bed here. So it's between the fish tank on one side and that beautiful stained glass window on the other. Just imagine the light. I could be just bathed in this beautiful light all the time. Says the person who needs blackout curtains on her window. But, you know, in my head it totally works. It would be beautiful. And of course, Master has their own personal balcony. And my favorite feature, their own greenhouse. With, again, beautiful pool. But we are not done. We're only done with the bedrooms. So that's the last of the bedrooms. We still have one more thing to explore. Now, if you remember way back in the day, all of my Moonsugar Meadow builds had a rooftop garden. And I was finally able to put one in again. Wow, that lighting is just perfect right now, isn't it? Look at that. Okay. Decided to get some of these beautiful painted rocks for up here, as well as some more of these wisteria trees. I still wish they would let us paint our own rocks. Can you imagine? That'd be so much fun. Paint our own paintings. Although, the way my art has been going lately, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't actually manage to paint anything. Finally got my little shrine back out of storage. It has been just hanging out in my Matheson Manor because I didn't have any place to put it. Unfortunately, it cannot sit flush as it would like to. I did have it that way, and it looked great up here. It looked great until I wandered into Bastion's room and discovered it was hanging out over the stained glass window. Like, oh, that's not good. So we finally got her back where she will be all backlit by the, must be Rising Sun? Rising Sun. She'll look impressive. And lastly, we have our little upstairs meeting area. Imagine during the heat of the day, this would not be a fun area, but at night, as it cooled down, with all the wisteria blooming, wouldn't this be lovely? So, this is my rebuilt castle. I hope you enjoyed your tour, and I'd really like to ask for your opinions. Do you think, is the layout too complicated? Is it too confusing? Are there any parts that don't seem to make much sense to you? Because I'm looking for feedback because it's pretty new build. I just finished it this weekend. I've had some migraines, so I have not been working on it and tweaking it as much as I normally would. I am a little distressed that the very bottom floor is actually quite a bit smaller than the second floor, but part of that was building constraints with the edge of the map and things not quite working out as I planned. But yeah, I would love some feedback. What do you think? Are there any areas you think I should improve? I really kind of like this one, and I really like this waterfall better. I think it's more impressive, but yeah, thank you so much for watching. I look forward to your opinions, and have a nice day.